But speaking of big deals, is Square. They just bought $170 million worth of Bitcoin. The company said it purchased about 3,300 Bitcoin, and this is expanding upon their initial purchase of about 4,700. So now they have well over 8,000 Bitcoin on their balance sheet, and Square says it represents about 5% of the company's total assets as of the end of 2020. So right now, this is important because Cathie Wood has come out and said that as we start to see large institutions put like single digits of their balance sheet, so let's say, they put 1% or 2% or 5% of their total cash into Bitcoin, well, we're going to see Bitcoin eventually, she said, reach $500,000 a share. That's because Bitcoin has a limited quantity. There's 21 million Bitcoin. There's never going to be any more. And as all these large institutions, we saw Tesla buy 1.5 billion. Now we see Square buy another 170 million. As we see these companies continue to pour billions of dollars into Bitcoin, there's only a limited quantity. So it's going to cause the stock price, not the stock price, but it's going to cause the price of Bitcoin to go up. It's just simple supply and demand. There's a very limited supply of Bitcoin. More money goes in. Just means there's a high demand and a low supply. So essentially that is going to keep driving the price of Bitcoin up as we continue to see more companies like Square buying more and more Bitcoin. According to CEO Jack Dorsey, he said that the investment is part of Square's ongoing commitment to Bitcoin and the company's plan to assess its aggregate investment in Bitcoin relative to its other investments on an ongoing basis. He says that they want to make sure that they're invested in the next generation of currencies, and they want to have more flexibility to further diversify and maximize returns on their cash. So we'll continue to see, I think, more companies buy it, going to cause Bitcoin to continue to skyrocket. And according to Cathie Woods, if we see all the Fortune 500 companies allocate single digits of their balance sheet to Bitcoin, well, then we'll see Bitcoin reach $500,000. It may be 10 years from now, maybe 5 years from now. It's just going to depend on how long it takes for all of these companies to really transition and make the change over to actually allocating that much of their money into Bitcoin. But it's a pretty interesting story, and I think it's going to be something you need to keep an eye out for moving in the next couple of weeks, even seeing what companies do with Bitcoin.